Yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy. The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan. This was a quote from former President Franklin D. Roosevelt a day after the attack on Pearl Harbor. The attack on Pearl Harbor was a surprise military strike conducted by the Imperial Japanese Navy against the United States Naval Base at Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, on the morning of December 7, 1941. The attack on Pearl Harbor by the Empire of Japan on Sunday, December 7, 1941, brought the United States into World War II. Pearl Harbor is a lagoon harbor on the island of Oahu, Hawaii, which is west of Honolulu. Much of the harbor and surrounding land is a United States Navy deep-water naval base. It is also the headquarters of the United States Pacific Fleet. The attack began at 7:48 a.m. Hawaiian time. The base was attacked by 353 Japanese fighters, bombers, and torpedo planes in 2 waves, launched from 6 aircraft carriers. All 8 U.S. Navy battleships were damaged, with 4 being sunk. All but 1 were later raised, and 6 of the 8 battleships returned to service and fought in the war. The Japanese also sank or damaged 3 cruisers, 3 destroyers, an anti-aircraft training ship, and 1 mine layer. 188 U.S. aircrafts were destroyed. 2,402 Americans were killed and 1,282 wounded. Japanese losses were minimal. 29 aircraft and 5 midget submarines lost, and 65 servicemen were killed or wounded. 1 Japanese sailor was captured, becoming the very first prisoner of war. During the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941, the USS Arizona was bombed. She exploded and sank, killing 1,177 officers and crewmen. Unlike many of the other ships that sunk or damaged that day, the USS Arizona could not be fully salvaged, though the Navy removed parts of the ship to reuse. The wreck still lies at the bottom of the Pearl Harbor, and the USS Arizona Memorial, dedicated on May 30, 1962, to all of those who died during the attack, straddles the ship's hull. A memorial was built across the ship's sunken remains, including a shrine room listing the names of the lost crew members on a marble wall. The National Memorial was administratively listed on the National Register of Historical Places on October 15, 1966. The ship herself was designated a National Historic Landmark on May 5, 1989. Upon their death, survivors of the attack may have their ashes placed within the ship among their fallen comrades. Veterans who've served aboard the ship at other times may have their ashes scattered in the water above the ship. The USS Arizona is a painful reminder of that day on December 7, 1941.